Welcome to Inside the Birds. Our big game coverage is presented by Green Lawn Fertilizing. We're very excited to have Green Lawn Fertilizing on board to bring you guys all of the Birds coverage leading off to kickoff.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Q&A show on Inside the Birds platform, YouTube channel. Thank you guys for tuning in another week. Thank you to Adam and to Jeff and Josh and everyone at Inside the Birds for making this all possible. I'm one of your hosts, Jason Avant. I'm here with my main man, Quintin Mikell Q. Say what's up to the people.
What's going on, everybody? We back at it. Back at it again. Good to see everybody. Hope everybody's doing good. Having a blessed day.
Amen to that, right? Especially with all the craziness that's going on in the world, all the plane crashes and all the legislation and executive orders and everything that's going on. I hope everybody is well with the adjustment that's going on in this country. So blessings and to everyone out there. All right, here we go. Q, we're doing a show unlike we normally do, because this is basically, a pre-game type of a show. We normally are at post-game after everything has occurred. But we're at the week of the Super Bowl now. They've had a week of looking at each other's film, trying to figure out a way to game plan against a team that you've seen multiple times in the last couple of years. So let's think about these first couple questions, right? Who has the edge in the game and why? Who has the edge in the football game and why? And let's do a little backdrop. These two teams faced each other 3 years ago in the Super Bowl 57. They're scheduled to go in this Super Bowl 2 years ago, basically, not 3 years ago, 2 years ago. So they've seen this team, multiple times. They faced them last year, so they know each other in and out. Rosters have changed a bit, but who has the advantage and why?
Yeah, man, that's a tough one to me. When you look at both teams, obviously this Eagle team is drastically different in a lot of ways, and drastically the same in a lot of ways as the team that played in the Super Bowl a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen's playing at a high level right now. He's way more experienced. He's more poised. They got a tremendous running game. Receivers, playing at a high level. Defenses, they're coming. They've been playing lights out most of the year. And then on the other side, you have this Chiefs team. Obviously, they've been there before, experience. We talked about all the coaching experience on the sidelines. We've talked about Patrick Mahomes and what he can do. So right now, I'm going to give the edge. I have to say I will give the edge to the Eagles. And I say that because I think everything that I just said kind of balances each other out. So I think when you have a better team, and which I think a better younger team the Eagles are, and then on the other sideline, you have the more experience with the quarterback and the coaching staff. I think that kind of balances everything out. And so to me, the next thing that I come to is the pressure. And I feel like there's so much pressure on this Chiefs team. Everyone's talking about 3 in a row. Everyone's, talking about, Patrick Mahomes and all the experience. And then on the other side, you have this Eagles team that have been playing lights out, but they're still young. There's still room to grow. There's this feeling of when you're a young player or a young team, you have this no fear mindset, right? So you go out there and you're going to take chances and you're going to do things in this game, hopefully, that will help you win the game. But also you're playing with less fear. You're playing with less pressure. You're playing more free. So I think that those two facts of what I said and what I, kind of roundabout way, I think that's the reason why the Eagles have the edge, is they have nothing to lose, so to speak, compared to what the Chiefs have to lose, in my mind.
I'm sitting back and thinking about everything you're saying. I agree with you on some points, and I'll tell you those, and I'll tell you why I disagree on others. So, okay, so I think the edge, and this is a broad topic, coaching, the Chiefs had the edge with Dave Toll, Spagnuolo, and Andy Reid. Now, we've shortened that gap a bunch because Kellen Moore has some years, Nick Sirianni has some years, but Vic Fangio has a lot of years. So we've shortened it from the first time we played when we had, basically first couple of year coaches, offense, defense, and head coach. You know what I mean? So it's a way different game from the first time. We played them tough there. And I think if the surface were different, I think the Eagles would have won that game. But this year, the coaching staff, you got to give that a check. Now, when it comes to team and you go position by position, there's not many positions that you can just name off for the Chiefs that are just better than the Eagles. You may say 2, you may say 3, but then you're looking at multiple positions where the Eagles are just so much better. So, so when you look at that, the Eagles will have the advantage when it comes to just pure football talent. The Eagles have the advantage. Come to coaching, the Chiefs may have the intangibles. The intangibles, the Chiefs may have the intangibles because they've been there a bunch. Now, here's the Eagles will have the advantage when it comes to youth and not knowing, right? Even though they have some players that have been there, they still got some young boys that don't know better. They don't give a damn about Patrick Mahomes out there. They don't care about 3 in a row. JalenCarter don't give a damn about that. Quintin Mikell don't care about that. Like these young dudes don't care about any of that, right? So that I think that's an advantage for the Eagles. Here's an advantage that I think. I think that the Eagles have been playing with a chip on their shoulder for longer.
Yeah.
They've been character assassinated by fans, the media. Your quarterback can't throw. Your defense is terrible. They've been maligned within and without for a whole year since the breakdown, right? That happened last year. Everybody questioning them. And I just think that's a different type of fire. And from week 5 until now, this team has been super focused. So I just think because of Saquon and because of the acquisitions, I think that's an advantage for them. I think the Eagles have been playing playoff football now for 14 weeks?
Yeah.
They've been playing playoff football for a long, long time. They've been protecting the football. They've been doing what it takes to win ball games. They've been out physicaling people. They've played a brand of football that travels well. So when you look at overall, you would say that the advantage, I believe, would be the Eagles, even though it's a lot closer because of the intangible stuff that you have, and you don't want this to go into a one-possession game. That's the only thing. The Eagles cannot allow this to become a one-possession game. They just can't do that because you have a mastermind on all sides of the ball when it comes to special teams, offense, and defense, and then you got a magician at quarterback. You don't want that. You don't want a one game. So you have to dominate this game up front the way that you should so it doesn't come down to that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Speaking of things that are green, if you're already stressing about your lawn this spring, head over to our friends at Green Lawn Fertilizing. They can help. They're based right here in the Philadelphia area. These guys are the experts in this region's conditions, including PA, New Jersey, and Delaware. They know how that tough drought was last year and created a custom blend and approach that will help your lawn recover. Everybody remembers last year, it looked like as dry as the desert, just one brown lawn after another brown lawn, no rain. It killed neighborhoods. It made our beautiful lawns look, well, not so beautiful. So be sure to sign up now and receive 10% off at Green Lawn Fertilizing. And I'm told this is a very limited time offer. So head to the link in our description or greenlawnfertilizing.com/inside-the-birds to take advantage. You got to be stressed out. Be stressed out about Jake Elliott lining up for a 55-yard field goal in the big game. That should be the only thing you're stressed about this season. Call Green Lawn Fertilizing today.
Let's get to the next question. You got the next one, or you want to add something?
Yeah, I got you. All right, so Jay, this is a good one. Which coach or coordinator will have to change what he does the most?
Spagnuolo.
Really?
Spagnuolo's going to have to change the way. Spagnuolo has to change the way that he plays defense. The Chiefs like to have a lot of eyes on the quarterback, and there's a lot of times where he's just rushing forward, and there's not much attention. Like they feel like their defensive line can do a lot, and I just don't think that that's a sustainable game plan versus the Eagles. So you're going to have to commit more. You're going to have to commit 5-man fronts. You're going to have to commit safeties. You're going to have to commit a bunch of people. And the RPO game, and then especially what the Eagles showed the last game against the Commanders, where they basically play action on everything passing wise. I think that causes you as a defensive coordinator to be to commit more people to the line of scrimmage, which opens up the outside. So in order to stop the Eagles' run, you're going to have to be in some coverages and blitzes and things that leaves you exposed in other areas. So I think that he'll have the biggest change out of anyone.
Wow, yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
I agree with that. Absolutely, I agree with that. To me, I think I would say that for me, I'm thinking the opposite. On the opposite side of the ball, I'm thinking Fangio's gonna need to change some things. Obviously with that front, you don't want to have to pressure too much. Obviously with Mahomes and what he can do, scrambling and moving around the pocket, but you can't let him sit back and just pick you apart as well, right? So you got to be very smart when you're running your pressures, very smart when you're running your stunts. Keep him in the pocket, keep him, and most importantly, from stepping up into the pocket and having a clear window. So, and they've done a pretty good job of that this year. Throughout the season, I mean, they've done a bang up job on it, really, if I'm being honest. And so, I wouldn't say too much, but I think Fangio is going to need to take a little bit more chances in the pressure game and changing up the coverages a little bit more. I don't think you can just sit back in the zone all day and let Travis Kelce and Mahomes just pick you apart. So
yeah, that's scary. And I said today, I'm on a different show that just to just add to your point, that this is a game, if we play traditional Eagles defense, they're going to move the ball up and down the field. We have to not break in the red zone. Yeah. Because Patrick Mahomes is too good for you to play zone coverage the entire time and him not find windows to throw the ball to. The only thing that'll stop that is if the D-line dominates, which they can. But and we'll cover this a little bit later. I'm sure we'll have to. I haven't read all the questions, but the way that the Chiefs have to run offense now kind of speaks to the genius of Patrick Mahomes and Coach Reid. Actually, when you really break it down and see what they're doing in order to generate offense, I just think it's a masterful coaching job by Coach Reid and the play caller and or the guy that's running the plays in Patrick Mahomes. And we'll get into that, I'm sure. All right, question 3: do the Eagles have to be up by 10 going into the fourth quarter to win the game? Do they have to be up 10 going into the fourth quarter to win?
Hey, I would feel way more comfortable if they're up like 31. And still, I would be like a little nervous. Listen, man, this is the team. This Chiefs team is a team you can't be comfortable at any point in the game, whether you're, up 5, 10, 1, 20. They're just that dangerous. They are able to score very fast. They are able to score multiple ways, special teams, on defense. They can get turnovers. So, my mindset, if I'm coaching this game, is we're attacking for 4 quarters. I don't care if we're up by 20, we're still attacking. Now you still run the ball and run the clock a little bit, but we're still attacking. We're not going to sit on our lead and just try to, wait it out. And so that's my mindset. 10 points ain't enough. Just keep scoring.
Yeah. Let's get down into this a little bit. All right. So I said something the last time, and I think it'll apply here, is that the Eagles, for you guys to understand like what the Eagles do, the Eagles have been relegated because of their offensive line play. They have an all-world guard in Joe Tooney playing left tackle now because they couldn't sustain out there. And they bring Mike Caliendo to play left guard. And they have Juwan Taylor, which is right tackle, who gets beat like a drum consistently. They have two very good inside players in Trey Smith and Creed Humphreys. They're right guard and their center. They're best two people. And then they have Tooney as well, which is left tackle, which he's out of position. Right. So you have guys that can get home there. So what the Chiefs have been relegated to is a RPO run game. Coach Reed, for the first time in his career, really has run in a college offense. He's basically running a college offense right now. We are doing what the Eagles do without the explosive portion of Saquon and Jalen. Or the Chiefs. The Chiefs are doing what the Eagles do without the explosion of JalenHurts but Patrick Mahomes reads the pass option portion of it way better than Jalen does, right? So they get a lot of cheap offense, hitches, slants, bubbles, screens, misdirections, things that are just off of a read option or an option to give it and then throw it here, right? So they do that most of the time. And then when they want to throw a chunk play, they chip and they add extra protection at the line of scrimmage, and then they'll go Worthy or Hollywood Brown, somebody like that on a deep cross or down the field shot. So they've become very, very good at it. And you have to figure out a way to stop it. Now, here's the thing about it, is that going into a fourth quarter situation, you don't want that. You want this game to be out of hand, and you can do that because your offensive line is so dominant. And if you can keep them out the end zone, we score touchdowns, they score field goals, the game can be pretty much within hand. And when you look at Super Bowl 50, when you go back that far to Super Bowl 50, Super Bowl 50, I believe, was the Broncos and the Panthers. Yeah. The D-line destroyed that game. This is one of those games. You look at, I believe it was Super Bowl 55, which is Tampa and the Chiefs. The Tampa destroyed the defensive line, destroyed that game. The defense destroyed that game. So you got to think of it like that, where the defensive line is handling business and destroying it and mitigating this offense, because you don't want to come down to a possession of just play calling and a dude that's just special at quarterback. That's what you just don't want. So, yeah, I believe our D-line plays the way that they should against this college-style offense that's been created. It would be great. But I would be shaking in my boots, Q, if this game came down to Jake Elliott missed PAT and we up 6 in the fourth quarter. Like,
don't say that.
You know what I mean?
Don't
like,
put it there.
No, I'm not saying it's gonna happen, because I don't think that'll happen, because Jake is in a dome and he don't have to deal with the elements, right? So it's a totally different ball game for a kicker. Kickers love kicking in domes. They love kicking in domes because it's the perfect conditions. Yeah. So I don't think that'll happen. But like I like that 7-8 point thing in the fourth quarter with this team. I don't want to do that. Yeah. All right, let's go to the next question.
All right. What we at? Y'all 4?
4.
So yeah, this is a good one. So what matchup are you most confident in?
Jalen Watson versus Devontae Smith. I think Devontae Smith can kick his butt. I think he can now you have Trent McDuffie out there that's probably going to be at some point because he matches every now and again. So if he matches AJ Brown. So if he matches AJ Brown, that's I won't say it's a 50-50. I think that's a 60-40 AJ. But 60-40 is way different between 80-20 and Devontae and Jalen Watson. I don't think Jalen Watson can cover Devontae at all. So I think that's a matchup that can be exploited. Mike Caliendo, the left guard, that's the replacement left guard against Milton Williams. I think that matchup can be exploited because what you're going to have to do, because Jawan Taylor, their right tackle, and I'm looking off. I'm not looking at the screen because I'm trying to go over people in my brain. Jawan Taylor, their right tackle, gets beat often. So if you have Nolan Smith that's usually lined up to that side, Nolan Smith should win that one-on-one, which will leave a one-on-one backside for Milton Williams on a left guard. Because I just don't see, even though Trey Smith is really good guard, I don't know if they're willing to leave JalenCarter one-on-one. So if Milton Williams is the guy that's getting the one-on-one, they should eat. He should eat. So the Jalen Watson matchup versus Devontae is a matchup I just absolutely love. I love that matchup. And that Milton Williams, Mike Caliendo, but also you got Joe Tooney that's going to be backside with Sweat the whole time. So there's a lot of matchups that the Eagles have in their favor that are huge, but I just don't see how Jawan Taylor is going to be able to hold up versus Nolan Smith. So I think they're going to add help that side. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I'm in my brain. I've been watching football all day, and I'm trying to figure. I've been trying to figure out how this team is doing what they're doing. It's really kind of crazy.
No worries, man. Yeah, for me, I think the matchup that I think I'm most confident in, and you hit the O and D line really good. So I'm gonna go to the back end. I don't know how often it'll happen. I'm sure it'll happen a few times because Travis Kelce, you've got to treat him as a wide receiver, sometimes kind of a slot or a big slot. So for me, the matchup I'm most confident in is Cooper DeJean versus Travis Kelce. Cooper's got the size, he's got the speed, the athleticism, the physicality, but most importantly, he's got the smarts to play, and he's had the experience. You know, we talked about the Panthers game, when
Adam Thielen was great.
Yeah, you know, and that was a learning moment for him. You know, it's the same kind of situation here where you have a big body that kind of moves like a receiver. I would kind of equate Adam Thielen's route concepts and his route running in that game more of a tight end type route tree. And so he's got the experience. He's kind of learned from his mistakes. He's got the size, athletic ability, and you know, the intelligence to be able to understand, you know, how to play in zones, how to take away the first read, how to you know, get to the tight end's hip, you know, how to, you know, squeeze routes, all that good stuff. So to me, that's the best matchup, and I think it's not going to happen all the time. There's going to be times, you know, obviously 11 personnel where he's going to be matched up on receivers, but there'll be opportunities where I believe he'll be one-on-one or in some type of zone coverage against Travis Kelce, and I'm excited to see what he does. You know, young player. I think he's going to be able to make some good plays there, and Travis Kelce is the main attraction. You know, he's Mahomes' man, his go-to, especially when he gets in trouble. So if Cooper's ready to play, and which I think he will be, I'm excited to see that matchup. I think it's going to be pretty good.
Be a good matchup. Yeah. I'm looking forward to that. On the other side of the ball for me, say let's go Chiefs against us. Like, so if the Chiefs are looking at the Eagles and they're like, hey, which matchup can we exploit? What do you think that they would try to get us on?
This ain't the little itty bitty teeny tiny bowl. This is Super Bowl LIX. Get in on the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 59. Scoring touchdowns is key to hoisting the Vince Lombardi trophy, and you have a shot to score big by betting on them at DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 place to bet touchdowns. New DraftKings customers can bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code BIRDSPREGAME, all one word. That's code BIRDSPREGAME for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. New customers only. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
On our defense or our offense?
Either one. Like if they're looking at us offensive defense and they're like, what's our bet? What are we going to do in order to exploit this team? What do you think that'll be?
I personally think what they're going to do, they're going to attack Jalen. I know Spagnuolo enough to know how many different exotic looks he can throw at you, how many different types of coverages, drops. I think the main goal is going to be to attack Jalen mentally, confuse him, show him different looks, bring pressure when you're not expecting it, bring pressure from where you're not expecting it, and at times when you're not expecting the pressure. So to me, I think that is going to be the biggest thing for this Chiefs team on defense. In terms of one-on-one matchups, it's tough, man, because Chris Jones he's such a baller, but everyone on this offensive line is just good. I mean, I could see them moving maybe Chris Jones outside to Mailata's side, trying to attack there.
He can go Becton too. I think if they're gonna choose somebody on the line, it's gonna be Becton.
That's actually a good point. Yeah, but Becton's so big. I know his feet don't move as well, but I think he's got the strength to really muscle in with Chris Jones.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a good one, man. That's a tough question.
No, that's good. The point that you made, I wanted to just add something in there to that with the Spags thing. It's just that Jalen, if Jalen has seen you multiple times, he does better.
Yes.
And so he has seen Spagnuolo multiple times. So I'm sure that he's going to be prepared for this game more than he normally would.
Agreed.
I think when Jalen gets into situations is where he hasn't seen you.
Yeah. Good.
And now you start giving him, but remember, you like if Spags does something totally outside the normal, now you've never seen him again. You know what I mean? So and I think that's the key for any defense coordinator against Jalen is to try to go away from what he's seen as much as possible. It causes him to be hesitant. So the games that Jalen plays iffy is the games that he's hesitant. When he is sure, you in trouble. When he's sure, your butt is you're in trouble if he's sure. You know what I mean? So if he's sure about what he's seeing, like we just saw with this Commanders game, he was sure about what they were doing and he let the ball go. It was one of the first times in 5-6 games where he was sure and let the ball go. If Jalen has prepared mentally for Spags, we're good. If Spags just totally deviates from his tendencies and does something different, could be a different ball game. So yeah, and I think that's it. So that right there is a crazy matchup. I will say this is that this Chiefs team, they try to get the ball Travis Kelce #1. The next guy they try to get the ball to just as much is Xavier Worthy. They try to get this dude the ball a lot because he's explosive, and they try to give him the ball on reverses, screens. They do creative pick plays for him, not just outside in picks. They do stack picks with him. They do across the field picks with them. They do stuff out of the backfield. Like, that's the part of the game that kind of worries me the most. How much cheap offense the Eagles get, how many flat throws that they get wide open free is unbelievable to me. Like, they get and that right there is coaching. That coaching where I say the Eagles roster is better. Like, we can cover them. Like, we can cover like that. Like, DeAndre Hopkins is not DeAndre Hopkins. It's not the same person out there. Juju Smith is not the same person out there. Those dudes have lost multiple steps. Not the same people out there. They got the names, but they're not the same people. So we can cover these dudes. We can cover them. Even Xavier Worthy, we can cover these dudes. But will you get a chance head up to cover them? And what do I mean by that? You don't have to allow a team to just line up and play press man or line up and zone and be there. No, they move so many formations, so many personnels. They run people through the back of the line of scrimmage. They toss the ball to the tackle. They direct snap to the running back. They run play action, boots backside, naked by himself with Patrick Mahomes. Travis Kelce is handing the ball off from the quarterback position. Like, they do so much stuff that you're like, dude, we can't even play y'all straight up because it's sleight of hand. And they do that because they can't protect.
Yeah. So
they've created this sleight of hand thing, and now they dinking and dunking you. Now they can take their shots. So on that side of the ball, I would say that Xavier Worthy tackling, and it's not like the Eagles are going to make sure that the Chiefs are going to make sure that you know how to tackle him.
Yeah.
Because that dude is explosive. Explosive. And I'm not just talking about down the field explosive. I'm talking about explosive with the ball in his hand. So they're gonna that matchup of tackling him in space, because when you line up against him, it's speed. So he gonna catch as many stop routes as he wants.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know that.
How much space you going to give him before he can take it one? Because it's a fine line between playing a stop route too far and then just right. Because if you too close, he can go by you. If you too far, now you got to tackle him. And I think that's the matchup. And I would say that's it. Our defensive tackling versus them. I think Travis Kelce's a hard tackle. Xavier Worthy's a hard tackle. Kareem Hunt is a hard tackle. Isaiah Pacheco is a hard tackle. Like, they got a lot of hard tackling dudes.
Yeah.
In comparison, you know what I mean? Like, AJ Brown's a hard tackle. Dallas Goedert's a hard tackle. Now we can go with him. Saquon's a hard tackle. Like, we got some guys, but most of the dudes that catch the ball on their team are hard dudes that are hard to tackle. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that they're more explosive than we are. They're not. But they have a lot of hard, like they come out of tackles a lot. That's what I mean. Like, Isaiah Pacheco is tackled, but he's 10 yards down the field after the first contact. Kareem Hunt constantly gets hit in the backfield and still gains 5 yards. I'm like, what the hell is going on down there? You know what I mean?
And then for the receivers, a lot of that scheme too, like you said, like it's tough to be chasing Xavier Worthy across the field, and all of a sudden the ball's on the money, and you you run at full speed. Now you got to break down. Yeah. So I know.
Yeah. Exactly. Like, because that's type of stuff. They throw him through traffic, 3-4 dudes, and then here he comes backside. Now you got to catch him. So us tackling them is going to be a huge part of this game. The explosive plays. Can we eliminate them to be in that dink and dunk offense and we stop them in the red zone? Or will those dink and dunk plays turn into explosives? If we can eliminate the explosives, we'll be just fine.
Yeah.
All right. Last question, Q. And this is not even on the script. Last question. How will the Eagles win the game, or will they? Tell me a path to victory. Or not.
So, yeah, I think the Eagles will win this game. The path to victory is obviously keeping points off the board. To me, this entire game is going to come down to how the Eagles play in the red zone, the Eagles secondary. And that is probably my least confident part of this entire game. If the Chiefs get in the red zone, you know exactly which two guys they're going to be looking at. Number one guy is going to be C.J. Gardner because he's given up a lot of touchdowns in the red zone. So I'm hoping that he's playing locked in and he's not going to get fooled by, like we talked about, all the shifting or the motions or, the bunch stuff, all the little things that this Chiefs offense can do, all the little schemes that Andy can come up with, because they are going to attack CJ. I guarantee you some kind of way in the red zone.
Yeah. So
this game is absolutely going to come down to red zone play. And if they can hold on and play disciplined, this is the only time of a game where, as a secondary player, as a safety player, you have to play with caution. Normally, I say in the middle of the field, you play with no caution, no fear. In the red zone, you have to understand and make sure you know before you go, because too many times this season we've seen the secondary, and I hate calling them out, but CJ Gardner in the red zone, the teams are looking to attack him. So if he's playing lights out, if he's playing disciplined, if he's playing smart, if he's reading his keys, if he's staying where he's supposed to stay, then this Eagles team will win the game. And it's going to come all down to him. He's going to be the key in the red zone for me.
Yeah, him and Slay.
Yeah, Slay. Yeah.
Him and Slay. So those are the guys that get targeted the most down there in the red zone, and that's just the truth. So those two players are going to have to step up, because DeAndre Hopkins still can catch a jump ball. He still can outfit the ball, and that's where they use him. They use him on third downs and in the red zone. So that's a great point that you make about that. Oh, here's the thing that the Eagles got to stop locking down there.
Yes.
And so for the people that don't know what we're talking about, when you get stacks and bunches in the red zone, what they do is they lock man for man, meaning that no matter where the guys line up, you choose a man and you take them. That's lock. You lock the coverage. You locked on them no matter what. We can't lock versus this team. That's the only way we can be successful on third downs. We have to read it out, meaning you play like, and I would do like top, where you take the low man.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Right. So the guy that's pressing the guy at the point of the line of scrimmage, he lets the guy on him bypass to the next level, and you take the guy that's that's leaking out last. I think that's the only way we can either in and out or top is the only way that we play that out. Absolutely. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so we have to figure that out. If we play lock down there, we gonna get scored on. They got too much stuff in their repertoire to lock them. Yeah. Back from when I was playing, you better not lock like man to man on us. All the stuff we used to do. Remember the switch releases and stuff we would do?
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah, like you can't do, like, when the receivers are doing this, you can't lock them, because you have to let them declare and then take them. So we have to figure that out for sure.
Absolutely.
That's the first thing that came out of my mind watching tape. If we lock down here, we're in trouble. And that's what we've been doing. We've been doing it all year.
I got one more question for you.
Okay, go ahead.
I know you're gonna be down there at the game, or are you going? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going.
So I was at my son's training the other day, and one of the moms brought this up to me, and it was a great idea. She was like, "You know what? I wish." She's like, "I wish that they would play the game and they would stream it, but it was like no Taylor Swift, just football, no Taylor Swift. Don't look in the box. We don't need to see her reaction after everything. Would you pay money to watch a no Taylor Swift stream of the game?" Because I know,
man, Taylor Swift brings fans to the game, man. She puts butts in the seat. It's the powder puff 23, 24-year-old, 30-year-old women that's showing up to a Taylor Swift concert in cowboy boots that are watching NFL games right now. So I am not complaining about Taylor Swift because Taylor Swift are putting money in these players' pockets, giving me opportunities to talk about football to the people that don't know about football. And we get more fans, more people that are watching. So I'm not about the Taylor Swift hate. I appreciate what Taylor Swift is bringing to the table for the NFL. Travis Kelce, keep on doing what you're doing down there. Do your thing. Keep it going. Bring us more money and more eyes.
Fair enough.
Now, Taylor Swift, you're going to get your butt kicked today. This weekend. We coming after you and all the Swifties. Go Birds!
Go Birds!
That's what's happening. So I got the Birds winning. Despite all of the things that I said, all the intangibles, our offensive line is superior. Our defensive line is going to handle business. And I don't care how many coaching years you have. If your offensive line is getting movement and your defensive line can't be contained, I don't give a damn if you have Vince Lombardi and Tom Brady back there. There's nothing happening. So, with that being said, that's where we're the strongest. And guess what? We win this Super Bowl, we get Myles Garrett. Let's go!
Oh, man, that'd be amazing. We might get it either way, man. The boy say he tired of losing.
Yeah, right?
Oh, all right, man.
Fun times. Q. Always a pleasure. Thank you to everyone that tunes in. Again, email your questions to insidethebirds@gmail.com. Thank you to Adam and Jeff and everyone responsible. Q, you got the last word.
As always, man, it's been a pleasure.
Yes,
I can't wait till this weekend, man. I'm excited. I'm getting all the food ready. We're getting everything set out. And then we're just going to celebrate a win, baby. Let's get it.
Go Birds!
Champion.